While ethics is a very complicated subject, there's a few technological stewardship principles that we can apply to minimize the damages and maximize benefits to society. Quite fittingly, these four principles are tech stew. Seeking purpose allows us to consider how the use of the technology and how it resonates with you as the developer, we as a team, and us as a community. Or in other words, it allows us to truly understand the purpose for developing this technology in the first place. Taking responsibility involves thinking about how technology will solve problems, the intended consequences, but most importantly, the potentially unintended consequences. Responsible development and implementation involves a lot of critical thinking and foresight, but also requires plans for mitigating damages when they inevitably occur. Expanding inclusion is also important in both development and implementation, as diverse teams are better able to think of holistic solutions and plans, and these solutions must be equitable for anyone that needs this technology. For something like the topic of AI and AI tech, issues might come in the form of unequal benefits for those who have easy access to computers versus those who don't. Lastly, we can widen our approaches by considering many alternatives when developing solutions to problems, and this involves not only just the methods of problem solving, but the means of problem solving. So considering many options with many different approaches will allow us to settle on the best, most inclusive and responsible solution, with plans for ensuring the safety and well-being of all of society. Applying these ways of thinking and doing, we as engineers can strive towards better solutions while constantly trying to improve. As new unforeseen events occur, these principles can also ensure that we always continue to grow and adapt as things change. With these technological stewardship principles in mind, we can consider what the next steps we should be taking as engineers in the development and implementation of new technologies is. Thinking back to the tech timeline, there has been exponential growth with AI developments as time goes on. If you look back to the time that the first general purpose computer was developed, it's barely been like 60 or 70 years. And just within the past 5 years or so, AI has had explosive growth, and we've had stuff like ChatGPT and DALL-E. So with rapid development inevitable, it becomes very important to lay down better regulations, especially when it comes to their use and transparency. As a user, we should be privy to the information that these technologies can collect from us and how they are being used and handled. This kind of transparency is crucial for maintaining user security. Additionally, while strides have been made by organizations like the Government of Canada to make policies outlining when and where AI can be used, larger organizations and countries will be required to come together in the future to formalize many of these regulations for them to be effective and widespread enough for proper use. Accountability is also crucial in this process, as these policies also won't be of much help if they're never strictly enforced. And finally, we need to accept that AI is likely here to stay. As discussed in section 2, AI isn't all doom and gloom. It can be a very useful tool if used correctly. And thus, we should start training people for the use of AI and when and how to use it. If it's going to continue to grow regardless of what we do, we might as well take full advantage of it in a responsible manner that can help advance society.